Next, comments from the public on matters not on the agenda. Yes, sir.
Sonja, Leonard, a disgruntled citizen.
Ms. Leonard, please stand, and you may stand at the podium or anywhere you like. You don't have to stand.
Thank you. I'm Sonja Leonard, and I bought a property at 1111 East 3rd Avenue. And as I was renovating it, I got a bill for $900, and I called the water board, and I went, whoa, this is expensive. And went through the proper procedures, couldn't get the water board, well, Denver Water, to do anything. Called my plumber, called my contractor. My toilet wasn't running. There was digging in the streets on both sides, 3rd and Corona. Bottom line, I had to pay. I had to pay or the water would be shut off. 1 year later, almost to the day, I got the same $900 bill. And I went, this is crazy, I can't do it. My tenant's moving out, I can't do it. So I walked around my neighborhood and I said, anybody else getting these bills, these what I call spikes? And I found 12 of my neighbors got these spikes. And I thought, well, is it digging in front of your street? And about half of them had digging, but the other half didn't. So I thought, well, I'll get a little free press in one of the local neighborhood papers and see if there's anybody else getting the spike. And lo and behold, my phone started ringing off the hook. I got over 100 phone calls. I wrote down the names of about 80. I got tired of returning all the calls. And they all had my exact same story, which is we had our contractors out, our sprinkler system guys out. We had did everything we were supposed to do. We thought, followed the procedures at the Denver Water, and Denver Water couldn't find anything wrong with their equipment. Couldn't find anything wrong with your computer system. None of these people could find the leaks on their property, but Denver Water says pay or we'll turn you off, which is like dealing with the mafia. No offense, guys. Some of the people I talked to, and this paper only goes to the southeast area of Denver, but the calls came in from City Park all the way down to Hamden. And many of the calls were from senior citizens. And one was from an 88-year-old lady. And she called in tears. After a year, she called in tears going, I'm scared of those guys. She's old, you're big. And she said, but I paid. I just paid because I was afraid. Another senior citizen called me. She got an $1,800 bill. She's not the highest. And she did her battle and her appeal, and only to be called a month later, she lost. She was called 2 months later by Denver Water and said, oh, we did have a glitch in our computer. You didn't really owe us the money, so we're going to give you a credit. And to this day, a year later, she's still getting a credit. So your computers do have glitches. A nonprofit organization called me, and instead of their money going to their nonprofit cause, it went to Denver Water because they had to pay or have their water shut off. A 5-unit Victorian on South Emerson called. Their bill was $3,200. After always running right around $100, it went to $3,200. A man called me from Dubai. His tenant on the 5th block of Lafayette was moving out because Denver Water said she used 22,000 gallons of water. Well, she travels. She's a single woman. She has no yard. She didn't use 22,000. She had to pay. Manager of a condominium project on 17th called me, and their entire homeowner association fees are now bankrupt. They have no money because they're paying Denver Water, and nobody can find their leak. Even Mitch Morris, he called. He lives at 120 Franklin. He went, I got the spike. Keep me posted. I just think if I'm getting hundreds of calls, Denver Water's getting thousands. It's impossible for us to ignore, and our dealing one-on-one with Denver Water just isn't working, so I'm sort of here as the mouth for these 100 people. The red flags are going up, and it says that there's something wrong, that you should know that there's something wrong. I shouldn't be standing here telling you there's something wrong. All these bills, these are not leaks. These bills are people who are used to paying $70, $80, $90, and all of a sudden they're paying $900. It doesn't make sense that you say there's no leak on your end. I say because my contractors, my sprinkler guys, my looking at my toilet with a dye in it, I say there's no problem. Why are we paying? Something needs to be fixed. Because of this article, I am reluctantly the leader of these little 100 citizens, and I'm here today just to ask for your help. You know, the problem, maybe it's a housekeeping issue, maybe it's an oversight, maybe it's lack of attention, a glitch in your system, maybe those new meters that he gets to sit in his truck and read my meter from his truck, maybe that's not working, I don't know. Maybe it's fraud. Maybe something's going on. If thousands of extra dollars are being collected from water that we're not using. Who's getting that money? I don't know if it's fraud or housekeeping, but I do know that I have an opportunity to get more press, and I think if I get more press, I'm going to have a list of not 100 names, but thousands of names. I think a lot of people are getting this fight, and it's very, very unfair. I think that I would love never to come here again. I'd love never to have any more phone calls. I'd love somebody assigned to us, hundreds right now, thousands if we can't get it handled, somebody to be assigned to us to figure out what this glitch is. Why 1 month out of a whole year, 900, 1,800, 3,200? I appreciate your time and consideration this morning. And I do have copies of the paper that came out if anybody wants it.
We would like copies.
Okay, and I can take questions also.
All right, well, let me ask a couple people, either Chris or Marie, does anybody know anything about this that can they?
I know about this particular issue in the newspaper article that she's talking about. What we haven't been able to get, and I think you've also been in contact with one of the city council people, is the list of the 100 people that you've collected. After the article ran, we actually only had 2 people that called here and identified themselves as members of that group. So
But it's not a formal group.
okay, well, that's our experience with the customers who call, and there may be more that called to complain, but did not mention that article.
And I know this has been going on for over a year, so it's not just because of this article. They called me because of the article. Their problems have been going on for over a year. And I have names, addresses, stories, and telephone numbers, and I'm happy to give them to you.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, if you would get them to Marie, that'd be helpful, because we can't investigate or address an issue unless we have a particular street
And
address.
should she be my contact?
Yes, she just volunteered.
Yes.
Great, thank you so much for your time.